one crew, them a move. So we chop it, so we do it. This a rhythm, I lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street, alright. So we chop it, so we do it. Lock down and we a lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room. So we do it. This a rhythm, I lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street, alright. So we chop it, so we do it. Lock down and we a lock down the street. So we chop it, so we do it. This a when you come feel lock down the street. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room. All I'm full of, we go play back again. And everybody say, yeah. All I'm full of, we go play back again. See them tackle up the big room.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to the Flight Sim Broadcasting Network. My name is Jason. Welcome aboard Flight 5803 nonstop service over to Westchester, White Plains, New York. That's where we're headed. We're in Dulles right now. The Ranger game ended, and we're getting the idiots on the airplane. So, I said that out loud. Oops. If you're wondering what we're about, it's pretty simple. We want to do it right, learn something, and have fun. This is the channel for that. And we're going to learn about the MD-80, obviously, today. We're flying the MD-83. We've got a flight over to... It's a quick flight, 52 minutes from gate to gate, so that should be good. If you're new to the channel, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button now. Hopefully you'll get some value out of this. We have turbulence over the entire route today. It's pretty bumpy. We've got some wind shear warnings and alerts, so we're going to be... Got to be amped up a little bit for any wind shear or anything like that. So we'll brief that before we get going. We'll get a briefing on there and we'll check that out. So gate to gate, like I said, once we're airborne, 52 minutes. It's a pretty quick flight. We're going to get out of here in about 35 minutes around. There's beautiful weather here, at least in terms of we didn't have snow. Like last night we had a lot of snow we had to deal with. We had some cold weather crap we had to deal with. So today we don't have any of that. The airplane's been sitting in the sun all day, so we're good. Even though it's cold here, it's still good. All right, everybody's checking in. What's going on? And by the way, if you're watching in the chat, just say hi so I know who you are. Pops is in the house. Hello, and he says, the Rangers can't even beat the Caps. You are correct. They are absolutely terrible right now. I mean, whatever. I'm not even going there because if I was a coach, I'd say, Messier before the game said it great. He said you got to get in the corners and fight, and they just don't have it right now. So that's the end of that. Ja, what's going on? Hello. Curtis Holmes checking in. How are you, Curtis? Appreciate you coming in. Captain Danny, what's going on, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well up there in Alaska. And Grayson, how are you? And Image Seeker, good evening. Good. Thanks for checking in, folks. Anyway, let's jump in the flight deck here. We're going to go ahead and get this thing started. Now, it's a cold and dark aircraft, so we're going to get this thing started up. I kind of just got here and I wanted you to see a cold and dark start. We're going to do this pretty quick. We do not have an APU on today. I mean, we don't have any ground power. So we're going to come up overhead here. We'll throw the battery switch to the on position. 1, 2. Before you do anything, you got to check your fire. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the fire on. 1. I don't know if we're going to get it because we don't have any AC. There we go. So we got a good cancel the bell. And you're going to come up. All 6 are good to go. We'll go ahead and cancel that. So 1, 2. Back off on the overhead here. Start pump is going to be on. We're going to go ahead and throw the the aft pump on the right side on. And we've got the start pump on. That's just for the APU. So then we're going to start the APU with battery power, essentially what is going to happen here. We're going to flip this to run, then to start. Here we go. We've got APU generators off. APU oil pressure low light is on. That's what we want to see in the annunciator. And we're going to get this going. All right, you can see we got APU firing up right now. It's got about 10% on the RPM. That's what I'm looking at. Once that starts, I'm going to go ahead and throw this to run. Bing. We'll just kick that to run right now. It's firing up in the back. You can probably hear it. I don't know if you can hear it, all that wind. This has just been a terrible road trip for this hockey club. They are just terrible. Playing really, really bad. I mean, I think it looked like a bunch of Pee Wee League out there today. It was absolutely terrible. It's just bad. Can you imagine me flying them right now? It'd be bad. All right, we're going to kick the APU on the bus. Here we go on both. There we go. We got a good start. Now, obviously, we want to keep the supply off for about a minute, and then we can kick the packs on, all right? So for right now, we'll just kick that out. Autopilot is... You heard the cause warnings. That's good. And now we're going to do a quick overhead. Take a look. There we go. So we'll start up here. That looks good. That should be off, off, off. In the green. We're good there. We've checked our loops already. We're going to test the cargo suppression. That looks good. I am going to keep panel lights on because it's going to be a twilight flight. I just want to make sure all your circuit breakers are in. They should be all good to go. There we go. All right, now we're going to go up and down the flight panel here. All right, that's on. Galley power is on. Cross bus tire auto and open. Start pumps now off. That's good. Fuel heats off. EMER lights coming armed. Seatbelt sign. We're going to keep that off because we've got to get the jet fueled. We'll handle this here in a minute. I just want to come up here. Check this. That power should be on. We'll check the PA system. We'll throw the power on. They'll do the test. Okay, good. Good. EGT's good. Coming down over here. APU looks good all the way across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's about 5 seconds, and that light should come on. There we go. That's good. Normal, normal, normal. Coming down here, that looks good. 8 cars. We're going to test our anti-skid system. All good to go there. Back to the arm. Clear that. Coming across. Now we've got the bleed. We'll go ahead and throw the bleed on. Air's coming on. Duct, air. We're not done yet. Let's throw this to standby. Kick it off. Back to primary. Transfers off. We're doing about a 400... We're sitting about 400 feet, 439 feet here. All right, and then our pressure in Westchester, probably not too far away from here in terms of what this one is. It looks like weather, ATIS, pressure right now forecasted, barometric pressure is 2943, nice and low. So just about sitting right there where we were last night. I'll keep the rate limit down to the minimum level. We had an issue last night. We'll see if we still got the same issue today. Doors open for the cockpit so I can yell at the team as they come in. That's off. We'll throw that on. We'll test our wind shear. Good. Those are off. That's off. That's off. Test coming up. Good. System 1 checked. Overspeed. We'll throw the logo light to off. That'll be on normal and ice and FOD. Let's do a test on that. Yep, we got on the annunciator. Back to reset. We're good. Cabin supply. You can see it's pretty darn cold in here right now, so I do have to get some heat going in this, even though I should ice them out. That's good. Checked on the overhead. Again, just a few things we'll have to do. We'll cover that and we'll cover that. We'll just do it now so I don't have to do it later. Let's go ahead and start warming up the cabin for the princesses. Here we go. That's on. That's on. Take off. All right. What do we got? Danny said, who makes this plane? Who makes, you mean the manufacturer? Real life manufacturer is McDonnell Douglas. I'm sure you know that. But the sim is actually by Leonardo. Leonardo makes it, and they have done a fantastic job with the airplane. It's beautiful. It's really good. It's very close to what you would expect in real life, being that we do have actually real type-rated pilots that come on here and have told us the same. It's pretty darn good. Probably going to do a takeoff flex today, so I'm going to set that. All right, let's just check this. Good. We'll flip it to the A system. Check that. That's good. Zero fuel weight is the same. We'll go ahead and check this. And then we'll go right into our paperwork, folks. Give you a brief. We'll get some fuel on and we'll get going. All right. There we go, folks. All right, by the way, again, if you're new, do me a favor. What is going on? Hit the subscribe button if you're new. All right, so we've got our fuel. We're going to take about 7,200 pounds in both wings. Let's go ahead and get it going. We'll start boarding right now. I'll call them up, and we'll get GSX rolling and get this thing request boarding. All right, no catering today, just because it's a 52-minute flight. It's going to be quick. All right, let's jump in here. We'll do this together. I've got, and unfortunately, my camera is completely off. I don't know why, but my throttle cam is not working today, so I do apologize. Anyway, we got the MD-83. AIRAC is 2313, December 28, January 25. It is good. We have JT8D 219s on there. The ops program today is correct. That is the good software. We have drag factor 1. That's good. Position in it. We're going to go right into there. We're doing Kilo, India, Alpha, Delta, IAD, reference airport coming in there. And we have the latest position was correct. I already checked our charts for that. We're on the cargo ramp area. And the cargo ramp is going to give us around... Let's go parking gates. We can't see that, but the gate coordinates, you can see the ramp. Yeah, that's about right. 26.3 with this ramp. Okay, routes coming in here, and we've got IAD. We'll throw that in the scratch pad down there, and we're going to go to Kilo Hotel Papa HPN. There we go. We'll throw that the co-routes there. And runway out of here, we're going to go 30 for the departure. We're going to do a Woolly 2 departure. So let's go to arrivals and departures. Departures in. We'll go next page, Wooly 2, throw that in there. We do have that with the Sean transition. Sure is. And finally, we'll go to the arrivals, HPN arrival, and we're doing Bono 5 like our normal one. Throw that in there. Looks like the CYN transition today. Runway 34, I'm sure it's going to be. Let me look really quick what the winds are over there in Westchester. Right now they're reporting 270 at 17, so it's pretty darn windy. Probably going to be 3-4 on the arrival here. If we go to meet our ATIS, we are using runway 16, landing and departing runway 3429. So runway 34 is in use. So we could set the RNAV 34. That's probably what I'll do. And the transition, just leave it alone for now. We might have center. We'll go ahead and click activate. We'll execute it. Go to perf init. Fuel is, we're doing an uplift here of 14.2. Pretty light load today. Slash alpha 0 fuel weight 103.6. That's just our general what the fuel is. Reserves, we cannot go per our paperwork. Let's see, our reserves, they want us at 7.6, so let's keep it at 6,000 on the reserves. Cruise altitude, 370 all the way up to maximum. We're not going to go that high. 7.6, let's go 350. And the reason why is just because it's so close. It's such a quick flight. I don't want to do that. Does that make sense? So let's not go that high, because by the time we get there, we're going to be pulling it back down, and I do want a little bit of a cruise if we can get it, right? All right, so we're kind of going to come back down here. Winds 245, 122. Nice and windy up there today. Deviation, we're looking at minus 44 up at altitude. 44 up at altitude, top of climb, set, takeoff in. Okay, now hold on this. We'll go over here and get our data ready to go. We'll click this. Come on. Performance. We are going to plug in the numbers now. IAD. Outbound, it is dry. The winds are 300 at 12. What's going on, man? 300 at 12. Outside air temperature is 3 degrees over at Dulles here, and we're taking runway 30. Flap optimum, QNH. What's going on with my doors? QNH is 29er decimal 72. NIS is off, packs are on, takeoff weight is nice and low. How about 117,000 pounds? So we are... I don't like that. Something's going on. I think it's a GSX interference. Something's going on. Once we're fueled, though, we'll I'll get rid of it. Okay, cell temp says 50. We're definitely going to do that today. Flaps are going to be set at 5.5. Once we get the fuel, I will stop GSX. 130, VR is 136. You can hear that, right? 142, it's really weird. I don't like it. 145, dude. I don't know why I'm saying 142. Okay. All right, folks. Good to go. Let's go outside. Just check to see what's going on. We're boarding right now. You can see that. We do have the fuel. Fuel's on. Let's go ahead and check the... It's going to be a nice flight here. Twilight day. 7150. Cancel that. 7150 over 7150. We have 14,400 pounds total. And we're looking at oil quantity at 15. Even. Hydraulics at 14. Is ATC on? No. All right, I'm going to see if I can't cut out, well, we're good there. All right, let's jump down here now. I'm going to put the rest of those numbers in here. We got 130 over 136 over 145. Throw that down. We are going to do a flex, and we're going to flex down to 40. You can see the flex at 40 there. We'll do an EPR flex on that at 40 degrees. Even though it says we can go 50, we will do it 40. All right, so we're going to go flex takeoff. We got to throw the arc to the off position, and then we'll flex it up to down to 40, and that's what we've got set. That's good. All right, coming across here, we're doing the Woolly to departure. So essentially, it's going to be 301 degrees to 320 on the heading. Let's go ahead and change our heading to 320. Where are we? 320 set right there. Altitude, we're going to climb to a 3,000 feet altitude. We're just actually going to go a little higher. There is nobody online, so we're just going to blast off. I'm going to go 10,000 on the altitude. Give us a little more climb authority there. And then good to go for this. We're going to reset our FMA really quick just to get a good reset from last night. Make sure we're cleared. All right, that's on. That's on. We got heading, hold. I'm going to go takeoff. That's good. ISA 145. So let's dial that in there. ISA, our airspeed indicator, I should say. 145, that's V2 speed. Everything else is good. We are going to set an ILS return. So let's say we have an engine out here at Dulles. We do want to do a return back in. We'll probably land the 19ers. Land 19 Charlie. We'll go ahead and do that. It's going to be 111.3. We've got that set here. 348 on the inbound. It's actually going to be 191. So we'll flip that to 191. And that course is just going to, it's just going to help us if we had an issue. You know, if we did have to do a missed approach, or excuse me, if we did have an engine out, we could just do a flip around and bring it on back to 191. This is just that's just good airmanship. Just want to set that here. If I can get there, it would be really nice. 80, there's 90, 91. We're set there. Our lights are good. Coming across. All right. One last thing we're going to do. We're going to drop down over here. Couple things we're going to check. That's good. We're going to come over to the flap. We're doing 11.6 on trim now on the CG. So 11.6, just about right here. Flap 5.5. So we're going to drop this down to 5.5. 5.5, right about there. Looks good. Let's check our spoilers. Great. Here comes this. Let's see if it works. And the wheel is maybe turning. Okay. It's weird. Like, I don't know what's going on. I might have to just do a normal pushback here, because it's kind of stopping like this, and I don't know why. So this could be a GSX thing. It could be something else. I don't know. All right, 5.5 on the dial of flap. 5.5 right there. Set. 2,000. Oops, that's not what we're going to squawk. We're going to squawk a auto ATC has called us and said, use the squawk code of 0556. That's what we're going to use. 0556 and test. So on standby 122.8. Set 0 and 0. All right, folks, we got a good one. Let's go in the overhead. Almost there. Stick with me. Let's go ahead and check the fuel pumps. Cross feeds on, back off, and we got inlet fuel pressure. Good to go. Pumps coming on here. 1, 2, 3. I'm ready to go. Hopefully you are. Just want to make sure that's on, that's off, that's auto. Off. Yeah, I'm going to cancel this GSX thing. I want to do a walk around. I don't know what's going on, but something's going on. So I'm going to try to see if it's this. We're going to go ahead and cancel this thing. Restart. And let's see if it keeps doing it. All right, we're going to walk around the aircraft. No, it wasn't GSX. I don't know what's going on with this. Pumps are on. Bring up that door. You see what I mean? It's just acting weird. Stairs up. Okay, let's go outside. What's going on, Diamond Mike? Yeah, something's up. I don't know why it's doing it, what it's doing, but it's going. I don't know. That could be something else. Is this plane worth $100? The question was, or $90? It depends what type of flying you like to do. All right, streak's looking good. Angle of attack indicator looks good. It really is. It's up to you. This aircraft, I will tell you right now, it's a handful. You've got to know what you're doing when you fly it. It's not an Airbus. It's not a 737. It's a Mad Dog. So if you like piloting and you like dead sticking stuff and you actually like manual flying, this aircraft will be for you. I'll think you'd actually love it. If you like nostalgia, history, this is for you. This airplane will do it. I love it. I absolutely love the airplane. We at Coastal Airways fly this obviously all the time with our charters. Where we do our hockey charters. We actually have 3 in the fleet right now, and they run our MLS and our NHL charters. We have 2 hockey teams that we do. But if you like, if you kind of like this or that kind of style of flying, then this is the one for you. But don't take my word for it. I want you to just watch the stream and see how it goes, right? You might love it. You might be like, oh, this is pretty cool, and I want to get that. All right, that looks good. Again, this is a JT819, so you should see a puddle of oil on the bottom. That's how you know the airplane's in good shape. It's leaking oil. It's a JT19. I'm kidding. It would leak a little bit, but not a lot. You shouldn't see a huge puddle. All right, stab looks good. Coming across. Making sure that's good. The exhaust looks good as well. Again, we're going to walk through this puddle. There's the outflow valve. We have checked it for sure. It's open. We want to make sure that's open. Good. Check our tires. Make sure we're good here. The chocks are on. Tires look good. Again, no cord, anything missing like that. It is getting to be twilight here, folks, so probably be landing at night. No autopilot LNM. Oh, it's got it all. Yeah, it's got it. You'll see. Just keep on. It has that autopilot though. It does have VNav, and it does have LNav. It's got all the things you think it would have. It has, which is nice. It's a mix of, you know, we're talking really 1980s technology, really 70s, actually 60s. For the DC-9, 60s technology. So it's got all those modern comforts that you would expect and modern day aircraft to have. It would have that. So you'll see. We'll get it all set up and you'll see what we've got. All right, folks, let's run the checklist and let's go. We got a good jet. Before start, 0 fuel weight set. Takeoff condition computer set. Stabilizer trim is set. Takeoff flap takeoff selector is set. Airspeed bugs and TRP. We have set that. Airspeeds, bugs, TRP is right here. Takeoff flex, and we have the ART switch, the on position. Fuel and fuel pumps are on. We've got right now 14.3. We have to have, when we take off here, the minimum fuel is going to be 12.4. So we got a little extra gas. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's weird. It's not GSX.
936. Mic check.
Gotcha, loud and clear. All right, we've got Doors closed, hydraulics are on high, and before start checklist is complete. Okay, I'm going to do a normal manual push out of here, and we'll fire up number 2 first, followed by number 1, and then we'll get this show on the road, folks. Remember about the, let's just do a quick takeoff brief before we get out of here. I'll show you what we're going to do. We'll just pull up our Navigraph charts and we'll have a go. Alrighty, here's our charts. Let's go on. That was last night's flight, so we're going to click import. Import from SimBrief, we'll call that up. Alright, this is our route of flight. Once it pulls, it's kind of a wonky one. We're doing this departure over to Swan, then we're going to jump into CYN, and then we're going to be starting our descent. It's very fast. We do have weather in the area. There's a low pressure system just sitting off the coast of Long Island right now, just causing all sorts of crap and problems for us in terms of bumps and turbulence and stuff. So we'll probably keep the seatbelts fastened on the entire flight. We've already briefed the flight attendants about that, let them know what's going on. It's 52 minutes, so brief the players as well, and they can sulk about how crappy they played today. So we'll go into I have to jab them. I just have to. They just are that bad. All right, so we're going to go here, and we're going to go to SID, and let's take a look at the SID of the Woolly 2. Let's take a look at that. Once we're airborne, folks, it looks like it's going to be 301 degrees over to 320, right up to Ragga, Woolly, Woolly to Swan, and that is it. And I verified that with our FMC vectors: Ragga, Woolly, Swan. Next page, Bros, Nyson, Cyan, and Adam Bono at 17,000. We have 15, 13 all the way up and through Long Island. It's hopefully going to be a nice flight for you. We are in the airport right here. We're going to do just straight up push. Okay, we're going to go for a push. We'll go ahead and swing the tail left, go nose right. Go taxi down Zulu all the way, and then we are taking this runway here, runway 30, probably fire up both engines as we taxi through. First start of the day, so that's what we'll do, okay? Anything below 80 knots will stop the aircraft. Anything above 80 knots, we're only going to stop with fire, failure, fear, or shear. And wind shear is a big thing today. So what we're going to do, we might keep the airplane on the ground. Let's say we hit V1 and we're past V1. And we get a wind shear alert or a warning. We'll keep the aircraft on the runway a little bit more than normal, a little longer than normal. Then we'll rotate. We won't touch anything. We'll just sit there and ride that stick shaker all the way up through until we're past the wind shear event. Any questions? It's a 10,000 foot runway. We'll probably have, I wish I had a acceleration stop distance. I don't. So we'll just hope that Leonardo has calculated that correctly. All right, I think we're good to go. There's our brief. Any questions? Threats, like I said, is wind. So we'll get a good wind check. It looks like right now, mentally 300. It's right up and down the runway, folks. 12 over 90. That's perfect. Okay, well, let's push it. We're going to do a standard push here. And the anti-collision lights are on. We've got the pumps on. Let's go ahead and give us a little push. We're going to do a manual pushback. And we're going to go to reverse. We're going to make sure nobody's online to yell at us. No, nobody is. We'll do a reverse here. Let's pop the brakes. Brakes are popped. We are rolling. All right. Coming over here, let's go and reset this onto run. Okay, we're going to get that airplane swinging. Other way. There we go. Now, I don't know. No, we can't go that way. Dang, I knew it. All right, let's go ahead and swing it around. No questions. Thanks for the takeoff brief. Good deal. Sorry, I got to swing this thing way around to get us straightened out. There we go. And then I'll stop the pushback. And the reason why I did that, not use GSX, is because of the that issue, that weird audio thing that was going on. It's kind of strange. All right, park brake set. Let's go and fire them up. Go to the overhead panel here. We'll take a look. Supplies off now. That's good. That's good. We got pressure. Pressure's good. Coming on to the system alpha. Here we go. Fire number one. Excuse me, number two. Number two coming fired. Start valve is open. We got to shut the cockpit door while we're at it. I don't want them to hear how crappy I think they played today. All right. One thing you're going to notice about flying an MD-80, folks, is that it's very quiet up here. It's not like a 7.3 where you can hear the engines. You can't really hear nothing. 22%. Here comes the gas. Fuel's in. Timer's up. We got light off. There's the light. Shut the valve off. Watch the EGT. I'm watching that EGT the entire time, by the way. If that hits and approaches the red line, we're shutting it off. We got a good hookup on the bus. And we've got oil pressure coming up. So we've got oil pressure, oil temp. We're good to go on that one. Let's go ahead and fire number one. Number one coming fire. Here we go. Left start valve is open. I'll let you hear this spool up. Okay, I can't stand out there too long because we got to fire this thing. Okay, there's 21. We're pushing 22. Fuel in. Fuel in. There's the light. Good start coming up. I'm going to throw the switch to the off position. We'll go ahead and throw that to off right now. Coming across, looking good. Both are on the bus. We're going to come up and check the bus. Left side's good. I might have to lock this. Right side's good. Bat volts. And of course our amps. Okay, looks good. Coming across. APU air is off. APU's off. Coming down here, we have fuel pumps are on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Seatbelts should be on. Okay. Sorry, I just have to take a peek, see what we got. Logos are on now. We'll throw those on. We're getting close. Okay, with supplies are on auto. That's our packs. Packs are open. Good to go. All right, here we go. And we have windshield anti-ice is on. Good. Flaps set 5.5. That's 0. Set 5. 5.5 coming down. Take a look at the right here. There's that. We have takeoff. Lights good. Wings. 1, 2. Up and down. Rudders checked. Master caution is on. Arts and op. Clear. Nose light. TARA. Here we go. Checklist. Okay, good. For taxi, air conditioning panel is set. Just let me do one thing. I gotta shut the pneumatics off. This is the cross bleeds. If you're used to the 7.3, those are the cross bleeds. They're actually mechanical. Interesting, isn't it? That's on. Our speed set. Speed brake, sorry. Pitot heat and ignition. All right, we're going to go to the B side today. And pitot heat is on. It's on captain's side. Anti-ice is required. It's not required. We're good. Engine instruments, check. Looks good straight across. Flaps and slats, they are set at 5.5 with a green light. Transponders on TARA. Crossfeed is closed. Let's go. One thing I got to do is turn down the brightness on this puppy. We'll get it nice and low. Brakes off. Let's go, folks. The sounds are just absolutely gorgeous on this. Am I flying on Monday? Yes, Pops, I am. I'm going to fly Monday, folks, so just let you know, it's going to be 2 legs in the morning. Probably all I can get in before I have to do stuff. We're going to go down Zulu. Let's tell them where we're going. Washington Dulles traffic, Riptide 5803 taxiing to runway 30 via Yankee.
Reagan traffic is JetBlue 936. Does anybody have the altimeter for DCA?
Do you have an Avograph charts? That's what I should say.
Or do you say the altimeter for Dallas?
No, for DCA.
The altimeter for Ronald Reagan International Airport.
This is quite a long taxi, folks. We got a
Washington Dulles
bit to go.
Charlie, 5 kilos to Delta Juliet.
And the altimeter for KCA
Yeah, we definitely are going to fly on Monday, folks. It's just a matter of where we're going. I think.
No, sir. Some are final for runway 1 right, United 1360.
What is going on? Are they taking off on the ones here, or is it just me? Let's go to weather. We've got 15 minutes to go. They are 1 right, 1 center, departing runway 30. Okay. So we're good. I do like flying into Dulles. It's fun. This airport's pretty cool. Yeah, folks. So to answer Pops, we are going to fly on Monday. I think what I have to do is I don't know what I'm doing. So you guys tell me what you want to see, right? We could do a CRJ again. You kind of seen that route though. I did fly that RJ up to we're in Myrtle Beach, so we can go Myrtle Beach, Raleigh, Islip.
United 1361, trim off final 1 right.
Or we could do something else completely different. So we can go to on a 7-3. We could fly general aviation. You guys tell me what you want to see on Monday, and we'll do it. How's that? So I'd like your input in the chat right now. Tell me what you'd like to see. We can fly the 7-3. Anyway, members on the chat, go ahead and throw the chutes on for me right now. Here we go. Chutes on, folks. These are our parachutes. We got to throw them on. We're going to do our checklist here in just a minute. After I get this other one on. And then we're good and golden. We even got the belts. And we did this as a joke because Cliff was terrible. He was a terrible FO. He almost killed us multiple times. All right, let's do a brake check. And I'm going to do a throttle check as well. Here we go, and down. Good. No alarms, so that's good. This should be a really nice takeoff for you. We paid for it, so we're going to use it. Looks like we'll go on Zulu. You want to see the old 7-3? Good. So where? I want to do a coastal flight. You know, I do want to show you the Caribbean runs, maybe. I do have to get down to San Juan, so we could do a Miami to San Juan in the 800. Maybe. That would be good for you. Okay, we're at Zulu. And we got Yankee 11. We'll take Zulu intersection.
1361, clear for runway 1 right over to the gate, Dallas.
All right, here we go. I don't see anybody on 1 center. So we're going to do a hold short. Let's do a takeoff checklist right now. Okay, before takeoff config is checked with the green light. We have ignition selector is set to Bravo. Tap the brakes here. All right, altimeter set. ABS and spoilers are armed, and our spoilers are set. Let's go. Lights coming down. bum, 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 bum. Let's come up. Dallas traffic, Riptide 5803, taking runway 30, departure north. Okay, we are clear on 30. Let's go ahead and roll in. Once we roll in, we'll go ahead and fire it up. All right. ND looks good. 30 coming across. We're clearing that. Looking good there. Art isn't up. Here we go. Our flight controls. Let's bring them up. Let's go. Okay. I've got it. All right, hold on. Hold on, airplane. Stupid auto brakes, which I armed, which are down here. That's all. Dumb. That's why I checked it. I checked it before. It was fine. All right, now we're out of here. Okay, brakes good. Here we go. Auto throttle is armed. And blast off. Takeoff thrust set. We're on clamp. 80 knots. Where we go. We're rotating. Hold that right there, and we keep cranking. Positive rate, gear coming up. Okay, I'm going to roll that sucker up to 20. There we go. Hold that right there. Over to the Woolly 2. We are light, remember? Once we clear that, we're going to go ahead and go to heading select, please. 302 in the heading. Okay, I want to go ahead and climb. Right there. Hold that. Let's go ahead and get some airspeed back. Climb check, please. Climb thrust set. 220 on the speed. Here comes flaps. Just going to wait till we kind of clear our minimum maneuvering speed here. There's 200. We'll go ahead and start our turn to Ragga. Lights coming off. Retract them. That's off. Okay, ready? Flaps up. Okay, we're going to go legs page, direct to Ragga, execute. All right, looking good. Here we go. Nav set. And how are we doing on the climb? We're going a little too high. So let's go ahead and set this to about 2,500. That is set. Autopilot is on. We'll go VNAV climb. And here we go. Okay, slats coming up. Got a good clean aircraft, folks. Through 8,000, keep on the climb. Let's go up to our final here, 350, set. Going to Ragga, direct to Ragga. All right, 10,000, let's just see how the bumps are doing. We might have to slow it down a little bit. Looks pretty good so far. I was expecting a whole bunch of crap, but not too bad. Get rid of that. So you could see, by the way, you're talking about autopilot. You know, we're on VNAV. We got VNAV on. We've got LNAV. So we're on nav right now. You can see nav track in green, which means it's holding our lateral navigation. So LNAV is on. And we have VNAV climb. So we're doing a VNAV climb. It's really actually doing, like, if you were in a 7.3, it would be a VNAV path. So we're going to hold the airspeed. The airspeed is going to climb up to about 300 knots. We might have to slow down a little bit to 290, 280 with that turbulent penetration. I expect some bumps up here, so we'll see. If we have to do that, we'll do an FMS override and clear that out. Let's go into a climb check right now. Systems off here. We're going to go up to upstairs, and we're going to turn the engine sync on N1. Drop down to the FO side, come across, and throw our transition pumps and our aux pumps off as our hydraulic pumps. We'll do a climb check. There's 10,000. We're level 350. And the reason why it didn't take over is because I didn't set it to VNAV. So now we got VNAV climb again. The airplane is going to do a pitch up, and we will do our climb checks. All right, ignition is set. All right, ignition's off. APU is off and air is off. Fuel pumps are good. They're on. Spoilers and ABS disarm. We'll throw them off. Flaps and slaps are up and stowed. And pressurization, you can see we are doing well there. So no problems. You can see much better than yesterday. It's a lot more controlled. Our cabin climb is nice right where it should be. Yesterday was bouncing all over the place. So, you know, a couple things to check. We'll throw that to the off position. That's it, folks. Belts off. We're good. Watch the speed, bro. Watch the speed. Getting to that barber pole here. Don't want to do that. All right, so where are we flying, folks, on Monday? I'd like to know. What would you want to do the 7.3? We'll do that. We could. I want to do about. If I can get 2 legs in, that'd be great. It just depends on what time we're gonna leave and do stuff. Yeah, it's bumpy right now. I expect it. Man, what a beautiful sunset that is. Let's get a picture of that. Oh, pretty. Real pretty right there. All right. 16,000. Let's go ahead and go throw this on just a little bit. I'll crank this down. 1, 2, 3. Lower the lighting in my studio. Art switch is off. Armed, I should say. Okay, through 17,000, we're going to go 2 9 or 2 when we hit 18. And if anybody wants to see the 7.3, which you do, it looks like it's really up to me then, huh? No takers for anything. All right, 2 9 or 3. 9 or 2. All right, 2 9 or 2. There we go. All right, I'm going to start preparing for descent. The Bono 5, take a look at that. We've got coil transition. Bono's at 17,000. So let's look at our legs page. We've got next page here. Bono 17,000. It's set. There's 20. And I think 3.5 might be too much for this aircraft. So I don't know. Let's see what happens. We might want to go a little on the lower end. Maybe we can do I don't know, 20, 29. Josh is not sure. Okay, well. It'll be one of our routes for sure. We'll probably have to leave out of Miami. Obviously, I've got to start a flight. So it's up to you folks on what you want to see. We can fly the Northeast. I think you've seen... We can fly the Caribbean. What I could do also is do the Caribbean. We can start one of the Caribbean trips. And then I could film the rest of them, you know, and then post kind of like I did in Dulles, not Dulles, but IAD in Indianapolis. You know, I posted that on our channel where it was recorded. It wasn't live, but it was recorded. So maybe we can do that, and then it's a, you know, instead of a 2.5 hour flight or something, it's like 40 minutes.
149 departing 28 south and then
Something like that. I don't know. So it's up to you on what you think we should do. I want to check something really quick. I mean, we could also do that too, right? I can start it and say, all right. Let's see what we got. They just landed. And their altitude was 3. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, we're going to go 27. We're going to hold at 270. That's what we're going to, our final altitude is going to be 270. We'll just hold that, and then that'll be good for us. We don't want to go too dang high here. Just because of the, it's such a quick flight. There's no need. 16 is going to be the runway of choice. All right, 26 for 27. We're coming down to cruise. We'll throw this down to cruise. There we go. All right, good stuff. How we doing on our turbulence? All right, we're through 18,000. I've got to do a few just housekeeping items. Off, nacelles off, logo lights off. All right, let's get the weather over in, and I'm going to change this to cruise to 270. No, didn't take. Hang on. 270. We're going to go cruise. No. Cruise there. Execute. Okay, we just told the computer that we're sitting at 270 for a cruise. What about flying a... I couldn't get that. Something a P? I can't see it, that's why. I'm just going to say okay, because I want to see flying a P-51. That'd be fun, huh? I don't have it, though. So it's kind of tough, because if I was going to fly a P-51, it'd be in DCS and wouldn't be in this sim. It just wouldn't. There's, you know, that's too cool of an airplane for this sim, I think. All right, let's go ahead and get the weather. Let's get our weather report for HPN. We're going to go weather. We're looking at 260 at 15. It's going to be a nice crosswind. Gusting 26. Visibility is going to be 10 statute miles. We got broken clouds at 5,000. Temperature's 5, dew point 7, altimeter is 2948. ATIS runway 34 in use. Okay, we've got Mark 27032. Ooh, shoot, peak wind 270 at 32. Runway 34 is in use. Now, I could try. Can we do runway 29er? Never done it yet, never attempted it yet. And it's 4,400 feet. How about no? We'll take 3-4. I just know already the performance won't give me that, so I'm not going to even attempt it. Although the winds are nice. We're going to go runway 34, RMP approach maybe. We'll go Bridgeport right into the RMP 3, 4. We're not going to go all the way up there, though. I think we'll do the... I'm going to do the GPS. It's just going to be easier that way. So we'll do that. Prague coming in. We're looking at a top of descent. 105 nautical miles top of descent, folks. So jumping over here, let's take a look at our performance charts. Click performance, click landing. We've got different airport, HPN. HPN. Dry. The winds are 260 at 15. We are going to add a few knots here, and we're looking at temperature's 5 degrees. We're looking at a reference, let's see here, 26. So let's go 13 knots on the added reference, the added ref. You want to do half gust, so that'll give us 26 right there. Runway is going to be 3-4. Flaps going to be 15 over 40, which means we're going to go flaps 40 with a go-around of 15. QNH is approximately 29.48. 29.48. Reversers, yes. Auto brake, we're going to do medium. We'll see what we come out of that. And then our landing weight right now, estimating, we've got 114.6. So we'll say 113. Our paperwork says about, let's see here. Paperwork says 111. So we'll split the difference. We'll go 113 there. Calculate, see what we get. I've got factor landing distance of 65.29. Now that could be an issue because the runway distance of total distance here on this runway is 65.49. So that gives us 20 feet to play with for margin. That's not going to work. So we're going to go maximum auto brake and then we'll recalculate. Now that gives us 49.25. That's better. 49.25. Landing distance available 65.49. It's not really that, by the way. It's going to be a little bit less than that. I'd say 6,000 feet to play with. Auto brake is going to be on max. Runways 3-4, and our ref speed at 137. That's with the gust too, so that factors in that gust. Clean speed, 217 knots, clean speed. All right, let's go ahead and program that in to the FMC. Let's go to our arrivals page. We're going to do the RNAV, the GPS RNAV Yankee, and that's already set. You can see that there, which is really nice. Let's go to the legs page and check that out. We got Deer Park. Once we cross Deer Park, we'll hit the Sound, then Gwen, Zahn, Ellen, Westo, Bridgeport. Once we hit Bridgeport here, we're going to just start. You can see Bridgeport, Alex, Rhymes. That's not what we want to do. So what we want to do is vectors. So we got Bridgeport. We're going to change this up a little bit. So what I'll do is I'll go to the arrivals page. We'll click this into, again, we're going to go to BDR transition and execute that. And then we're going to come down here. We've got Deer Park, Bridgeport, Connecticut. Now we're going to sync that Bridgeport into the scratch pad, come across here, dump it over the top of that, and then execute. And what that's going to do is that puts us on the, basically the GPS. We got Jack, and then Isle, runway 3-4, and then we're inbound. That is how we do that. That is done. 69 nautical miles ago, top of descent, folks. I told you this is a quick run. Quick run, quick run. Pop said, is there a sim for the P-51? Yeah, there is a sim for the P-51, but if I got a P-51, it would be with DCS. I would do it, but with DCS. So I went to get, Grayson said I went to get food for like 30 minutes. Yeah, we're almost there. I mean, I'm looking at 63 miles to top of descent here. New York is not on. Boston is not on. And I'm going to go ahead and put this to dark mode, and we will show you what we're doing. Here's our briefing. We are all the way over here now. We are looking good. We're going to do the Bono 5 arrival. So we're coming into Coil. Right from Coil, we go Anthem. Bono's at 17,000 feet. Then we're going to go to Deer Park, right over Long Island, at 15,250 knots. Over to the Sound, over to Gwen, over to Zahn. Now this is interesting. I don't know if they're still around, but Zahn's was a famous chicken place in Long Island, over in Nassau County area. I don't know if that's what that is, but it could be. Ellen, and then Westo's at 6,000, over to Bridgeport. And then once we get to Bridgeport, we're going to jump into that approach for 3-4 Yankee here. And you can see we're going to go Bridgeport, Connecticut, straight down to Dave B., over to Tug Me, over to Jitax, and then right in on the visual. So it'll be a visual approach in here. We'll just look at this. Because it's a visual, we'll set it to, you could set your 401 feet above elevation. So what I'll do is I'll set this to 401. I won't set the DH or anything because it's going to be a visual approach. It looks like it's like 5,500 right there or something like that. That's perfect. Yeah, and another thing is if we were going to fly some warbirds, which I do want to do, I want to get in and do some DCS stuff in the F-14. So I want to jump in the back in that. But the thing is, you got to dedicate so much time to learn those systems and fly the airplane, get proficient again with the carrier landings and the refueling and the midair, and it's just a lot of time. That it just takes a lot of time to get proficient at that sim. It just takes forever. It's just like this. You can't be proficient at this thing if you don't do it a lot. It's the same with DCS. You're not going to be proficient at it. So that's why I stuck with this discipline. I don't want to spread myself too thin, and that's what it is. But yeah, we'll do a 737 flight, I think. And I'll figure something out. I mean, it seems like you guys are okay with whatever. We could even do a Southwest run if we wanted to. I really don't. I'd rather just stick with the coastal routes and do a couple coastal line flights. The Caribbean be fun this time of the year. We could fly San Juan, Puerto Rico. We could do that and jump in a 600 down to Guadalupe. Or something like that. I don't know. I don't know how much time I'm going to have. It really is dependent on how much time we have, to be honest with you. Okay, here we go. We're starting our turn at Coil. We're on the intercept. So a couple things I am going to do is we're going to go to the top here, the FMC, or the MCP, I should say, if you were a 7.3. I'm going to go throw this down to 17,000 feet right there. Okay, that's going to set altitude. We've set it. And that's it. There's nothing saying I couldn't install DCS again and take the F-14 up, but I don't know. It's just, I feel like you got to dedicate so much time to it. And I don't have it. I don't have that time to dedicate, unfortunately. This is the kind of flying I do all the time, you know? Oh. What is our pressure down there? Hey, we've got 2948. One thing I want to talk about is the landing. We got to try to stick the landing. We're going to have a 12-knot crosswind coming in on 3-4. I need to land approximately 1 knuckle width. So we want to land before kilo in terms of our touchdown zone and where we're going to touch down at. So our airport's right here. And what I do is a knuckle width. You can see this feet right here. So you take your finger, right, and then you put it up against the screen or whatever, and you measure 1,000 feet. And you say, okay, we're between there and 1,500 So I want to land between here and Kilo. That gives us about 1,000 feet of play. Not past that, right? Because we have 4,900 feet to play with, and that's being, you know, that's not being very conservative. Rather, that's being a little more aggressive with their numbers than the numbers we usually calculate. It's just a little on the higher side. 2992. I got to set to standby. But like any good pilot, what we're going to do now is going to program the ILS. There is, yes, we're going to do ILS 3-4. We're just going to program it in that just to give us some vertical guidance. 109.7. Right there, 1097. That's inbound. 343 on the inbound course. And I just want to make sure that coincides to what our GPS is saying. Yes, 343. So let's go ahead and program that in on the course. 343. Yeah, I thought so. I mean, we could try it one of these days. I'll take a look at it. 343 inbound on the course. All right, folks, starting our descent right now. I'm going to make sure the our FMA says VNAV descent. Here we go. Thrust is coming down. We're on our way. We're on our way down. Over the Atlantic Ocean right now, pretty much. You can see the coast of Jersey passing over, and ahead of us is going to be New York and Long Island. You can't see jack squat right now because it is nothing but an abyss out there. And that's kind of what we'll do, I guess. 127 miles to go. We got about 129 miles to destination. Let's just get a wind check here. Where's the wind coming from again? 260. So looking at 3-4, 260. It's going to be a left crosswind for us. Make do is probably saying drag required. Yeah. You see that make do message saying, hey, throw the drag out. Sure. I'll get the boards out for you. Clear that. It's going to help the aircraft do its thing. Okay, we got Deer Park at 15,000. And we'll do our descent checks here in just a minute. We'll do a descent flow. Altitude coming in. I'm going to go to 15,000 now. All right, come on the upstairs overhead here. That's going to come back in. We're going to go sync off. Coming on down. Looking good here. Dropping over here. Turning on our hydraulic pumps. 1, 2. Make do's back on, telling us slow the dang airplane down. Yeah, Pops, I'll take a look at it. I don't think our viewership really minds, I guess. what you want to see. I have no idea. 29 or 48. All right, once we hit 18,000, we'll go ahead and set our altimeters.
And Canada traffic JetBlue 2289, 7 miles per established runway 31 right.
All right. Floodlights are on. Nacelles on. Logo lights on. Descent checklist, please. We're coming down right now. See it? Cabin altitude is good. Depressurizing. Okay, engine sync is off, pressurization set and checked, hydraulics are on high, transition altitude is set, landing data and airspeed bugs are set. Descent checklist is complete. We're headed straight to Long Island. We got Deer Park coming up. We've got, we might have to get some engine anti-ice on. You got those cloud deck here. This is Long Island straight ahead. We're headed to the south shore of Long Island here.
Whoa.
Right to Deer Park.
Bumpy here.
Yes, sir. It's bumpy. You better believe it. I'm expecting that too. So we would sit down the flight attendants early and say, hey, be prepared for some turbulence. We're going to be getting into that crap. All right, Deer Park needs to be at 15,000 over Deer Park, 250 on the speed. All right, folks, that's it, man. We just kind of wait. See what's going on. Give it a second. We'll wait for the aircraft to catch up. All right, folks, in the chat, chutes on if you're with me. We'll go throw our chutes on, our belts. We're getting rocked in there a little bit.
Beautifully done, American. I saw that.
Where are they landing?
Are you recording us? Flight plan is 14K.
And the Rangers are playing tomorrow, by the way. It's a home and home, so they're playing tomorrow. They're playing the Capitals, and again, and they better turn it around. I mean, they got to find another gear. I don't know if you saw the game. I watched the first period and went, they're going to lose this thing. 3-1 right. That's going to be in that'd be in Kennedy. All right, -3 degrees, so we're going to have to turn on some engine anti-ice here shortly as we get closer to the cloud deck here. I'm going to go ahead and throw this on System Bravo. What were we on, Alpha yesterday? I can't remember. Yeah, we'll throw it on Bravo today. Bravo's coming on. We're going to come down to 13,000 now on the altitude. Set. VNAV descent still on, so you can see the airplane nice and easy. Here comes 250, so it's going to change as we descend down through. It's got to slow down. We're over Deer Park. We're right over pretty much the heart of Long Island. We're going to be turning up to the Sound, which is basically Suffolk County now as we head. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it. We can't see with that cloud cover, but we're pretty much over, straight over Long Island right now. We're heading over to Suffolk County. -6. Yikes. We're going to definitely need some engine anti-ice on. All right, the Sound's coming at 13,000. We're going to set it to 11. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go all the way to 6. There we go. Pretty much at 250. We are dead over the island, just past Deer Park, and Islip Airport is just right off the nose here. So you can see we're basically heading a 070 heading, which is basically eastbound, slightly like east-northeast. They do this to get us away from LaGuardia traffic or Kennedy traffic. They send us all the way out to the east end of Long Island pretty much, and then we turn northbound over the Long Island Sound, over to Connecticut, and then we swing back around to the west as we get to Westchester. So it's a little weird pattern that they have us do, but there's a reason for that, and that's to keep us away from all that traffic coming in from Kennedy and LaGuardia and all that New York stuff. All right, what do we got? -5. We're still, I don't know, maybe 1,000 feet above the cloud deck. So when we get there, I'll throw the engine anti-ice to the on position. Looks like we're getting close. Looks are deceiving at night. We're going to throw those on now. Now we're going to see 2 blue lights. All right, so we have engine anti-ice valve on and on. That's what you want to see. And that's going to heat up the cowling on the engines so you don't ice up. And then we're going to monitor our windshield wiper here. This is not really thick stuff. It's broken, so we'll be popping out of here soon. I'm not too concerned with it in terms of icing. It should be all right. All right, next waypoint in Zahn. After Zahn's, we're going to go to Ellen, 6,000 feet, then over to Bridgeport, and then straight across into Long Island. Westchester. It looks like we're going to get in the clouds. Close. Like ice slip is right off the wing here. We passed it. It's behind us. We're on the north shore of Long Island now, and we're just heading over the Sound. Feet wet. Over the Long Island Sound, folks. You can see how there's no lights. Once when we hit Zahn, we'll go ahead and turn over and start that northbound track. All right, I'm going to go ahead and set this. And then one more thing, I'm going to come down here and set this to maximum auto brake and hold that. We have to do one thing. There's Zahn's. We're a little on the high side. Now we got 6,000 at Westo. So we got Ellen, then Westo, and now we're making our turn. And I've got the speed brakes. Clear that message. Heading is coming over as well. Speed brakes in. All right, now folks, we're right dead over the Long Island Sound. And we're headed to Connecticut. We won't hit Connecticut until we hit Bridgeport. So pretty much over the Sound until Bridgeport, BDR. And we're in the soup. I'm just going to try to crank down the flood just a little bit. All right, what do we got? 7,500. We got 6,000 over at Ellen. And there's Bridgeport straight ahead. See that? That's Connecticut straight ahead. So we've got Bridgeport over there just to the left of us. And you're looking at the Sound. That little airport ahead is... I can find it. That's New Haven, Connecticut. I've put an airplane on that runway many, many, many times. In real life. Many times. Flown to New Haven a lot. We got New Haven, then Bridgeport. Throw my heading bug over. You can see it's pretty nice out here. So we could use our HUD if we'd like. It's at night, so it might be nice to do so. There's Bridgeport straight ahead. See it? All right, 6,000 set. Then we're going to go ahead and flip to the GPS. Bridgeport 3,000. I'm going to go ahead and set this to 3,000 right now. And I've got the aircraft. Vertical speed. Here we come. VS is coming down about 1,300 feet a minute. We will set our speed. Maneuvering speed 217. About right there. It says alpha speed, so let's help that out. What we could do on the descent here is you could help the aircraft out by throwing down the slats, and we will. We'll just pop the slats out.
Slats extended.
And what that does is, what's neat about the MD-80, folks, is the slats are different than the flaps. On the 737, it's not like that. They're each one, right? So if you put down flaps to a certain degree or past a certain degree, the slats come down. In this aircraft, you actually have to put the slats out first before you get any flaps out. And they're different systems, right? So we just have slats, no flaps on this aircraft. The 737, you couldn't do that, right? So it's a little different in terms of performance, where we could get the slats out now, which I think is a benefit, because if we're under 280 knots, I could pop slats out on this aircraft, which will help slow us down and give us a little more drag. In the 7.3, you couldn't do that. You have to wait till you get past 230 knots to drop anything. If you're going flap 5 straight ahead. So there's some really neat features on this aircraft that the 7.3, that it's just a different system. You just got to get used to it. It's interesting. All right, as we come down, we're hitting Bridgeport. Bridgeport straight ahead. I'm going to go ahead into this right here, and I'm going to flip this to on, and I'm going to flip it over to VMC. And that's visual meteorological conditions, which means when we hit Bridgeport, we're going to go 12 miles to Dave B, 3,000 feet, and we'll just hold that. There we come. I'll go ahead and decrease that descent rate just a little bit. There's 13. Altitude cap coming in. Captured. We're basically going to hold our speed right now until we can there's 3,000 feet. Altitude hold. The airplane is going to start leveling off, so I'm watching it. There we go. We're not going to drop any flap. We'll keep it a clean speed straight across through Bridgeport. I'm going to drop the HUD. We'll do some visual HUD work. There we go. Now we did retrofit this aircraft with the HUD because this is a northeast airplane and it tends to get in some crappy weather. Pretty simple and easy. All right, you can see, I can feel the turbulence already. We're getting bumped around in my seat. This butt kicker is really nice. You can feel it. All right, now basically we're heading over Long Island Sound. We're heading westbound. We just made a westbound track toward the city, and that's kind of what we're doing. So we're heading this 24250 on the heading. That's it. Pretty neat. You can see that there is Long Island. We're over the Sound, and that is Connecticut. All right, once we get to, we got Dave B, we got another 8 miles, then we go to Tug Me, and then we'll start our descent down to 2,000 feet. pretty much a 90-degree turn to 343, and I'm going to cut that just a little quicker so we don't overshoot it. It has a tendency to overshoot. Owls are on at 6. Cool. Probably watch, I don't know, a team that could win. Watch them, maybe. Gosh, man. I tell you what, I watched the first period, and I'm sitting there like just screaming at the TV. Just let me coach. Let me coach. The coach should have been livid. I would have sat there and just ripped him to shreds on the bench. Like, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You're skating like slugs. You're not even doing anything. It's so frustrating. It's frustrating because they could play a lot better than they do. And they just, and you're not going to get every game. It's not going to be perfect. I get that. I got to keep reminding myself the season's long. We're halfway through. But they need to find another gear to keep it going. I just think they're I just think they're tired. They want to. I honestly think they're getting ready for the All-Star break, and they're just like, all right, give us a few days off where we, it's grueling. The schedule is not easy, but they get paid a crap ton of money to do it. So, I mean, nobody should be complaining, right? But they are humans at the end of the day, and I think. It can get to you. This travel schedule, and you're on the road, and it's a pain in the neck. Not easy. So that's what I think might be going on. Is that all right? I want to get to All-Star break and relax and have kind of a reset, and then I hope to see them play a little bit better. Yeah, 4 games in a row are just. I think something's up. They're just not. They're not there. The heart's not in it. They don't. You could just tell they don't care. Meh. Yeah, it's frustrating for sure, but still. I think as a fan, it's harder to. It's a tough pill to swallow because they could play better than. Anybody else. All right, we want to go around here. So go around thrust is set. We're on clamp. And what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and set this to 2,000 feet over jet tax. So we got about 5 miles to drop 1,000 feet. So go ahead and do that right now. We're going to go set this to 2,000. Vertical speed's up. Click the vertical speed. We're only do about 600-700 feet a minute. Nice and smooth descent down to Tug Me. And then we'll get some flaps in there as we start our turn. Look at that. 37 knots straight on the nose right now. That's pretty good. That might change. We're going to have this crosswind coming in from the left. We just are looking at a weather update. So we got 1,000 to go. Did we get... Did the weather update 3 minutes ago? The weather is 28016, gusting 28. 29054. Runway 34 is in use. Okay, so 280, folks. 28016. It's going to be a nice crosswind. All right. Let's go ahead and get the flaps in here. We'll dump it. That's flaps 5. We're going to slow down our speed. And get that thing slowed. About 180. Okay, flaps 5 set. We're still on the Long Island Sound. You can see that. The city is pretty much straight ahead that way. It's beautiful down here, though, huh? By the way, we're going to go ahead and turn these off. We don't need those now. We're out of the clouds. Gives a little more power too if we need to go around or anything like that. All right, one more notch of flaps for me. We'll get it down to about a 15, and we'll hold for gear. 149 on our speed. We're doing good. All right, see, I kind of want to cheat and turn the aircraft right now just because it's so slow. It's not going to hold that, so I'm going to cheat that a little bit. And we're going to descend down to 1400. Okay. And the reason why I'm doing that is I'm just going to cheat a little bit. It's just because this airplane will not turn sharp. It's limited to 15 degrees, so I'm going to cheat it. And then we'll start our descent down to 1400 as we do that. Vertical speed's coming on. Let's go ahead and drop this thing down just to about 400 feet a minute, 500 feet a minute, and we'll start heading select. Oops, sorry, heading select, go. All right, now I've got heading select on. We're turning the aircraft down now. We're getting ready to shoot final. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, okay, good. I hate when that happens. That always scares the crap out of me. So you just don't know. All right, so we're just kind of turning that a little bit. You can see. There we go. That's pretty good. Just being a little bit cautious, that's all that is. Nice intercept now. Okay, pretty much lined up on final. And we're going to get to 1,400 feet. And when we get to 1,400 feet, we'll be at Isle. We'll stay at 1,400 feet until we're in. And then I'll take over manually. I got the airport in sight. See it right there. Right off the nose, we've got a visual. Dink. There she blows. All right, here we go. So you can see yoke pumping. It's going to happen today. We've got a nice crosswind. Now, believe it or not, I'm going to actually have to go over about 20 degrees to get on center line just because we have this crosswind coming in. So I might have to go 20 degrees left to stay on course. You see what I'm doing? It's no joke. Hey, flap 15, please, and then we'll hold for gear.
Flaps 15.
Set. .32 knots now. We're at 1,400 feet. Airport's in sight. Call them up here. White Plains traffic, Riptide 5803 on final, runway 34, White Plains. All right, my plane will knock it off. I got the bird. Auto throttle's off. Here comes the gear. Speed's coming down about right there. Give me a little buffer on that. Okay, flaps coming down. I'll hold that, see how it does.
Flaps 28.
Flaps 40. Lots of down pressure here. Lots of down pressure. The airplane wants to climb. Shoot. Hold on, folks. I can't see it. Hang on. I gotta arm this. There we go. Back up. All right, you ready? I'm not. We keep that with the dang speed. Let's get back on course. For landing, landing gear down 3 green. Flaps are set. 40. We're steep. I'm going to have to fight the airplane down here. 1,000 check. Speed's coming up. Speed brakes armed. We got max set as well. Expecting some bumps here, folks. Like I said, expect to fight the airplane down. I'm just going to be quiet, okay? Got to kind of concentrate on getting this thing in. Whoa. Come on. Get in there.
Nice landing.
Lots of rudder in here. Lots of rudder. Cross correction here. Okay, we're good. I'm out.
6 flights back.
She just sat there and floated. Floated, floated, floated. Lots of, we had to drain a lot of airspeed, so that's kind of where that comes from. Yeah, that was fun. Nice, fun approach. Always tests me coming in here. Always. It's not taxi on the grass here. What do you say? Okay. Good. Welcome to Westchester, folks. Nice approach. Gave me a little bit of a workout, for sure. Thank you. By the way, Grayson says, well done. Wow. Yeah, it was crazy. There's a little bit. I thought we were going to get some wind shear for sure on final. You know, when I saw that airplane bucking and diving, I'm like, yeah, we're going to get a wind shear alert or something going on here. All right, APU coming online right now. Let's flip this thing on if I can reach it. There we go. Run to start. Get the APU on. We'll shut down everything else. That's coming off, and the anti-ice is off. Flaps coming up. Now you can't put the slats up yet. You got to make sure the flaps come up first, and then you can put the flaps up. The slats, I mean. That was quite fun. Guys, I cannot wait to get a 757 in here. Yeah, we're going to have some fun with that aircraft, let me tell you. You know what the crosswind limitation on is a 757? It's 40 knots, buddy. 40 knot crosswind demonstrated. That is amazing. That airplane's going to be able to handle anything we throw at it. Cuts right through that wind like nobody's business. All right, we're going to go 0 once we get the flaps in. All right, we're going to go ahead and throw the slats up. There we go. Slats are up now. Yeah, that was good. I had to fight that thing. I told you I was going to be fighting it all the way down the ground. I don't know if you saw the over-the-shoulder shot. Me just pumping the yoke like crazy. That's what it is. All right, one thing we're going to do is call GSX. Ramp number 58. Right there. Nope. We'll go with the dim lights. We'll retract those lights. Don't need those on. There's our spot. Joss says, "Jeez, yeah, it was good. It's a good workout, wasn't it?" Let's go ahead in. We'll shut the nose light off. Buddy, this is an MD-80. Very long aircraft, so I'm just going to have to zip it in and slow you down. I'm cooling the engines down if you're ever wondering why I'm not shutting down number 1 right now or anything like that. I'm just cooling the engines. All right, next week for the Rangers, we go west. We got a long flight ahead of us. We go from here all the way to Las Vegas. Good night. That's a long one. Oh, dude, you're kidding me, right? There we go. Brake set. Pull the brakes. Here we go. That's down. Check the APU. APU is on. Good. Number 2 coming down. That's it. Let's go ahead and throw the floodlight on so we can see what we're doing. And we have made it. That's off. That's off. Supplies coming off. We'll get the GPU hooked up. Seatbelts off. Galley power. Can throw that off right now. Don't need it on. We're done. That was a good run here. Let me get over to this thing. How about the right button would work? Excellent. There we go. Coming over here, we're going to do aircraft services. We've got to stop the lights. That's coming off. And they're going to chalk our wheels. We'll get the GPU set. That's not what I wanted. Let's get the GPU set. GPU's getting hooked up. And we're going to actually hook up the air conditioning cart as well to the airplane. All right. On the overhead panel, take a look. You can see the external. You can see we've got good power there. We're going to throw that on. Sorry, throw that on, throw that off. APU coming off the line. Good. I'll go ahead and stop the APU now. The reason why I do that is I don't want to burn all that fuel. Costs money and actually charges us. At least the airline, it charges us for fuel burn. So we want to try to avoid the... All right, let's go over here. We'll clear that. Go outside. And we'll go get a deplane. Can hear the wind. I don't know if you can hear it, but I could. It's blowing hard. All right, here we go. We're going to get deplaning going. Great. I'm going to jump inside, get the airplane closed and shut down. And we'll get our doors open and all that good stuff. Right now, start onboarding. We'll throw the aft stairs, throw the aft main on, forward, mid, and aft. Our forward door is coming open. That's it. Coming across here now, we're going to go ahead and throw the hydraulic pumps off. Look at the brakes. Look at the heat on the brakes. The brake temp is hot. Not too bad, but it's a 3. Okay, we'll go ahead and file the flight plan for the airline. And it's in the books. All right, this flight's in the books. I'll write down my numbers and we'll do a shutdown here. Coming across down. This is coming off. This is coming to standby. Set. This should be off there. That's good. This is coming. And I'm going to just spin this almost all the way to close. And that's it, folks. We'll get in here and get ready for next week. I think we go to Las Vegas, doing a Western run. All right. By the way, if you're new, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. Help me out. That'd be good. We're trying to get to 1,000. If we can get 1,000, that'd be pretty nice. All right, let's take a look at the oil. We've got temps right there at, not temps, quantity, 14/14 for the oil. And we're looking at hydraulic at 13/13. Fuel in will be right there, 39/38.50. Cool. And that's total of 7,800 pounds on the fuel. Not bad. That's kind of where we want it to be. All right, I'm going to go do a shutdown. So let's go ahead and shut down the aircraft. That's coming off. The flight director is off on this side. Good. That doesn't matter. That'll stop. All right, let's run their checks. Why do they close the doors? That's really weird. I don't know why they did that on me. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's do it. Parking check. Park brake is required. Flats and slats are up. Fuel levers off. Hydraulics is required. Beacon is off. Oil and hydraulic quantity noted in the logbook. Terminating. We'll go APU air supply. It is off. All right. Galley power is off. EMER lights are off. IRS, INS modes are off. Outflow valves, beam 15. We did that, which is right here. Pneumatic crossfeeds closed. APU master is off. Clear that. APU master is off. Fuel tank pumps are off. EMER power. Right there. Off. Battery switch coming off. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's it. We're done. We are closed for the evening. I hope you enjoyed that, folks. I don't think I did it right. Hang on just a minute. Let me throw the battery on. I did. Okay, I unlocked my door. Okay, there we go. That's it. I'm done. I'm going to home. It's a cool picture. All right, folks, we'll see you Monday. I don't know what we're doing yet. Just it might be a shorter flight, but I'm going to try to get a couple legs in. All right, have a great rest of the weekend. If we don't talk to you, hope you enjoyed this. Remember, make sure you hit the like button right now and subscribe to us also if you thought this was, you got some value out of it. All right, ciao for now. Have a good one. Keep the blue side up and the brown side down. We will see you later. A couple days.